what we're going to do today on my Case 580 Super L. The swivel cylinders down in this hole down here sprung a leak. So I got one that's really leaking bad and the other one maybe just dripping. It's basically the one. Squirt it out like a garden hose, so it's time to put new seals inside. I've never done this before, so this is what we're going to do today. First thing we got to do is take the nuts off, and I just got done checking them, and believe it or not, they're actually fairly loose. So we got to take one of these tools, and just turn the nut. We're using a spanner grand nut tool to remove the nut. As you can see, I can only turn maybe a quarter of a turn each time. So it took quite a long time just to get those out on both sides. So I'm going to speed the video up from here to the next step. Okay, what we've done now in this mess. Okay, got the nut loose all the way. I screwed it back in a quarter turn on both sides. So this one's already done and the other side is already done also. So the nut's removed and I screwed it back in after the oil drained out, about a quarter turn, just to hold the shaft straight. Because the next thing we're going to do is these pins right here. So we got to remove these pins. Okay, what we got to do is take this cotter pin off. And I'm using this kind of tool to just a spreader to do it, because this cotter pin is thick. If you don't have a heavy duty one, you'll probably damage it. So I'm just doing it this way. I hope I don't even damage this. So you just do it that way. And up. Almost got it.
Here's the tool.
Oh, you got a good one. Oh, there you go. I didn't know I had a tool. My son had a tool, he just gave it to me. I didn't use it. So, then that comes off that way. Then the next thing, I assume that this pin will drop straight down to the ground. And here it comes. Hey, the pin does come off. So one pin's out. Now I need to put this pin in a clean environment somewhere. So now we got to do the other side the same way. Okay, what we got to do is pull the cylinder out. I loosen the nut. Okay, here we go. Oh shit, it's heavy. Okay. There's the one cylinder that needs to be packed, ready to go. So what we're going to do is take that one inside and we're going to repack it. And then after that we'll do the other side. Okay, you get your kit. There's the kit that I bought. And there's all the seals. Made a copy of the picture diagram. Now we put the unit in the vise, and we got to take out that nut or bolt. Get the end back out. That came out nice and easy. Actually too easy. Oh yeah, first thing we do is we're going to take pictures of this whole thing. This wide. Now we got gasket here, looks like two of them. One here, and one here on the outside. This one right here. There's not one in the middle here. This is blank. Now what we're going to do too, after we pull this off, totally, this end off, we're going to try to take a picture inside and see what we have there too. So usually I just use that nut, slider nut, take the end off. Don't have enough of strength to hold it up and do this at the same time. There's one piece. As you can tell, it's heavy. And here's the other piece that we're going to try to take off. Okay. Now what we're going to have to do, boy, that's nasty in there. Take a picture as good as you can inside. All of that. This is why it's leaking, because it's all deteriorated in there. And these seals right here, you got to make sure this particular seal, it's got a cup. It's like a U shape. The cup goes inside. If you put the cup on the other side, guess what? It's going to leak like a sieve. So you don't want to do that. This one usually has nothing. And this one has nothing on the inside. So we're all set on that one. So that means the inside of this one's done. Okay, next thing we're going to do is kind of clean these two off. I'm going to put that in my parts washer, and then I'll start the video up again after we start changing the seals. Okay, what we're doing is we're scrubbing this down with my parts cleaner. One thing I use in my parts cleaner, I just use diesel oil, fuel oil. It works good. So I'm going to clean all the pieces off, make sure there are no dirt and grime and grit and all that other stuff. I don't know where all this dirt and grit comes from. It almost sounds like somebody's playing in the dirt. Okay. I got this all scrubbed down. Now we're going to dry this off and take a couple more pictures of the inside just in case. And then we're going to start changing the gaskets. Well, that's what it looks like after I cleaned it. You can see the chunks are all chunked out of it. That's why it's leaking. But we're changing them all anyway. First thing, let's do the easy one. That's this one here. This one here looks like a metal gasket. I usually do this one at a time, just to make sure. Boy, I always love these big cylinders. This isn't even that big, but oh well. Okay, I got that one off. Want to make sure it's the same as this one. Looks similar. Diameter is the same. The width is the same. Okay, there's that one. As you can tell, that's going to be a real pain in the ass considering it sticks out a quarter of a mile. But that's besides the point. Now, the next one, looks like both of these are solid. So that one looks like that one. And that one looks like that one. This one's a split unit here, so let's find the crack. There it is. So the split, you just grab the split, open it up, just like that. Plop it out, and plop the new one right back in. There you go, that's how easy that is. Now this one here does not look like a split unit, it looks like it's a regular rubber. I'm getting under these, taking it out. Got to remember, we're not replacing, we're not going to keep them and go in the garbage can. With the rubber units, you can actually just make a split unit. They're really easy because the rubber is kind of old now, so it does split fairly easy. Okay, here's one. That's actually this unit. That's actually that unit. Now there's another piece of rubber below it that we got to yank out. So there are two. And grab that, just like that. Pull it off. There's two. And that one's that one. So now we're just, that one's garbage. And we just put that one back like that. Real easy. This one here just plops right on top of that one. Just like that. Just take your time. Okay, as you can tell, that goes across it just like that, no problem at all. Now we're going to do something with this before we put it back in the cylinder. We're actually going to take a cylinder clamp and put around this just before we put it in. Now let's go to the fun one. And these are usually fun. I'm going to do this last. I'm going to do the inside here, which is a royal pain in the ass on a lot of things. One's pain in the ass for taking it out. Now what we're going to do, this here is a dust seal. This is basically what this is. I always go fairly slow on all of this. So that's the first one. Now the next one, see, that's this one here. So we're going to put that in a row. The next one here is all chipped to pieces. See the way it is? It's U shaped like this. The U always goes into the tube. If you put it that way, guarantee that when you hit max PSI, it'll blow hydraulic fluid out like mad. You gotta have them this way when you do this. Okay, now let's see what's in here. Oh, it's rotted. It is really rotted. There you are, see? As you can see what it is, the U is inside the tube. See, that goes just like that. And I'd say that one belongs with this one. So that goes right here. Now we got to go to the next one, which is in here. Okay. As you can see, this is a flat seal. If I got my big fat finger out of it, you can see my big flat seal. There's the flat seal. There you are. That's what they look like. Color difference. And that's how that is. I put the new one over here, get it all in range. Yeah, let me check one more thing here. Sometimes they got an underneath seal, but I do not feel that in here. I just want to make sure. Okay, look in the back. Everything's fine. Only got one more left inside, and then we're done on this one. Figure out which one I can get my tool in. Yeah, I can get it. Let me try from the back side. This is a split seal, so this one's fairly, as soon as you grab a hold of it, it's fairly easy to get. As soon as I find a crack, jeez. I'll try this tool. Okay, I got the corner. Now if I can get the little screwdriver under there just to hold it so when it falls out. Okay, look at that. Ah, now it fell out. Okay, let's get that screwdriver under it. There he comes. One biggie. Look at that big thing. And that belongs here. I got all the ones in a row. Everything's out. Go ahead and take it over to the wash again and wash this real fast. Okay, what we're going to do now is try to put all this stuff back together. I'm going to do this piece first here. And naturally when I took it out, did I look, see which side this is supposed to be on? No. But it should go that way. The U-shape should always face down into the tube. But no, I didn't look when I pulled it out. Could be a fatal mistake, but I doubt it. Now these are a pain in the ass to put in because they want to roll on you. And you don't want that to happen. I could use the tool that puts this in, but it usually don't work very well, that particular tool, for these flat ones like this. Usually it's just as easy to fight it with your hands. Okay, see, I almost got it in. See that? Still fighting. Just take it easy. Don't use screwdrivers either in these things. I've seen people using a screwdriver trying to push these things in. Don't do that. It's not a very good thing to do. Now this is a tough one to get in. Now we can do one or two things. I can try it by hand, or I can just use my tool. The easiest thing to do is use the tool. But we're going to try it by hand first, to show you how hard it is to do. And it's a pain. As you can see, fat things, when it's that diameter, trying to get in that little hole down there is like good luck. So they have these little tools that you can get, which you put here, and you go like that, and you got to hold it straight, and you twist it just like that. Make sure it's going to be in there. Put it in there just like that, and then you release it. And guess what? It's in there. Isn't that nice? So that ring is in there. Can't beat that one with a stick. Now this part here, you need to have this on. Now what I do on this one, I just take a rubber mallet and try to tap it first. All the way down. Just like that. Okay, look at that. All of that's done except the one in the bottom. That's this one. This one's easy. I'm gonna wipe it off. Feels a little gritty. Yeah. Okay, this one's really easy. You just push it like that, put it in the hole, push down until it goes click. Click. There it is. That one's done. Now the only thing we got left is there are actually two rings in here. And we gotta figure out which one goes where. Sometimes they're a flat ring and a round ring. The round ring is in the back. The flat ring is in the front. Right here. Now we have a couple more gaskets here. Got to make sure it's the right diameter. This one's right, so that one's the old one, so don't want that one no more. And put the new one right here. Now this one here, I have to make sure I get the right one. Well, that one ain't the right one. It has to be this one. That one's the right one. There's the old one. As you can see here on the side, the flat one goes here and the round one goes here. And just stretch it just a little, pop it right on. Guess what? We got the whole thing packed. And now to put it on the shaft, usually you can do a lot of different things. You use hydraulic fluid and just wet her down really big time, or usually just get some of this grease and just spread it all over the place. You can do every which one you want to do. It's up to you. Actually, I like the grease the best. It seems like it slides better and stays on the item better while you're working with it. And I think that's more important than anything else. A little grease there. Got enough on my hands to do everything. And I want to try to put this up here and help push down. It's called gravity. I need it all. Okay. Now we're going to put this back in the vise towards the end. I got to put it a little farther yet. My vise. There it goes. Straighten it up, tighten it up. There you go. Put a little grease in there, make it easier to slide. It's naturally in my way. Now I will hold it. There. Okay, it's all the way now. Okay, what we did, we cleaned the bolt off. I used one little bit of Loctite on it. to screw it in. And then we'll tighten it down. That's it, we're done. Okay, now, well, when I was putting it together, I got in a rush. This seal here, the U shape has to be facing out on this seal only. Not the other seal, just this one. When I put it in, I put it in upside down. It's a dust seal to keep the dirt and stuff out, and the wiper's supposed to be on the outside to push. If it's the other way, it still would work, except it could get dirt in between the little wiper and the nut itself inside. So it's supposed to go that way. Okay, the next problem that you'll have is that metal ring right here. See how large it is? It's quite large. What I usually do, you can take a cylinder clamp or a hose clamp. We'll just use a hose clamp here. See how loose it is and everything? You take a hose clamp, you put around it, and you tighten it up. It's the same thing as like when you got a piston and you're smashing the piston rings down so you can get it in the cylinder. So basically we're doing the same thing. We're going to smash this down all the way. Now it's still loose like this, but it is collapsed all the way. So that's where it goes. Just prior, before I put it in, I take this and loosen it up and jam it in right then to hold the metal together like this. And when I release it, naturally it's going to start expanding back outwards. So I'm putting this on tonight, and then tomorrow when I install the cylinder, it will remember, you know, that little piece that's squeezed in, so it makes it easier to install that piece in that cylinder, which is always tough to do. Okay, we got the grease gun out, and first thing we do is I always put a nice layer of grease all around. I'm doing both cylinders though. All around the inside here. Now next I just take it and swab it all around at the beginning of the cylinder. And then I do both cylinders while I'm here. That puts a nice layer of grease so that thing slides a little easier in there. I put it on these O-rings. It's in the back, or seals. And now my hand's full of grease. Okay, I gotta take this hose clamp off that's on the end that's compressed that metal down on this piece. So it's compressed down a little, which is not all the way. It's flexing back up. So hopefully it'll slide in there. So I put grease all over it too, like I'm doing now. All over the ring. Now I'm going to attempt to pick this thing up.
Alert zone 1. Alert zone 1.
The cylinder keeps pushing the other way. I got to jam that somehow the other way. Okay, what I had to do, my wife's doing the video, she had to hold the back of the cylinder so it wouldn't wiggle back and forth so I could have it perfectly straight to put this in. So she had to stop the camera. So I put it in now. It's all the way in there. So the piston part's in there. We still have the nut to put on. Now, considering when we put the other one on, actually, the way these cylinders are hooked up, air and stuff will go into this one, and I need to make sure it's released. So I cannot tighten this nut up. The only thing I can do is put this nut the only thing I can do is just put this nut just into the hole to hold it straight for that now, like that. You can actually tighten it down maybe a quarter turn if you want, or ever what you want to do on that one. So that's all we're going to do now until we get the other one on. So next is going to be the other side. We're going to do the same thing. Okay, first thing, we got to do the same thing. We got to take the hose clamp off, just like we did the other side. Going to get grease. Put grease all over that stupid metal ring and the seals. This is so it slides in better, which is a pain in the ass to slide in anyway, but it's always good to have a greasy mess like it already is. Now I got to pick this heavy thing up and do just like what I did the and we got a pissed off Falcon. So now we got to pick this thing up and shove it in, just like we did before. This time I jammed a piece of 2x4 in there. That helped me keep it straight. And it's falling out. Going in slowly. Ah, whew. Well, I wish I was 20 years younger. As you can see, it's going in. There's two things fighting you. Is one will pushing the piston in, and where they're compressing, and next is we don't have any hoses broke loose to get an air leak in it, so that means I'm fighting air pressure inside that chamber too. Okay, what I'm going to do, I got the strap. I am going to go around the cylinder from the back. Drop it through into more grease and dirt. Pull it through. Put the hook here. brand new one, so this is gonna be nice and greasy when I get done. I just don't have enough of strength to push it in there. This was never my line of work to begin with, and this is the symptoms are when you get older, you can't do crap like you used to. So what I'm going to do is just put a little pressure on it and just wiggle it. Oh, naturally the cylinder is turning sideways. Okay, well let's move that in another spot. Try to pull this over more straight. Put this down here like that. Can't get a straight shot of it. But it's working. And about right there for right now. We can leave it because when we move this over, it'd be pretty close to that pinhole. Okay. So now that cylinder is now pushed all the way into where we need it to put the pins in, because I got this other one to do too, to pull out and to match the pins up with this. First thing we're going to do is lube the pin up and try to get it fairly clean. Now we got to put it back up into the hole. Okay, there it goes. Ah, it's going to work. Okay, it's almost there. Now if I have a little more strength. Okay. There it is, pins to the top. I gotta put something in between there to hold that pin up there while I work. Because as you can tell, that pin wants to drop all the way to the bottom. Well, you can see the pin. The only thing I gotta do is put the cotter, you know, the washer here and the cotter pin. Not the cotter pin. The washer here and that snap ring. Okay, as you can see, we put the washer on, and then we put that real strong Jesus ring on there. So they were tough, but we got it on. I just couldn't let my wife videotape it because she had to help hold the pin up so I could put those clips on. So now we're going to do the other side. Okay, we got the other pin on. Now we're going to attempt to do this pin. I got my mallet handle resting in there holding that pin up. What I had to do was loosen this nut here and then pull it out to match here. Then we'll push this back in and tighten it up after we're all done. So here we go. I just have barely enough of strength to open this thing up to get it over it. Ah, jeez. Ah, look at that. Jesus ring's almost on. Hasn't popped yet. There he goes. It popped right into place. What I always like to do is just hit it a couple times with a mallet. Don't hit it with a hammer. You put dings in those pins, and then when you want to get it out next time, you won't be able to get it out. Now the next thing you need to do is this nut, tap it back in real slow. Get it all the way in there where the threads are, which it is. And then you got to get the tool. And spend the next 15 minutes tightening up the nuts. There, I already got it started. So now we have the pin is in, the washer, the clip ring, everything. The only thing we have left now is tighten these two nuts up, and then we have to make sure we got hydraulic fluid in the machine, you know, top it off because you don't want air in the lines. And then we're going to fire it up, and then I got some key points right at the end to tell you what not to do, because I did it once and I learned my lesson. So I'll show you what not to do when you do any hydraulic cylinder. Okay, we'll be back right after I get these nuts tightened. Okay, next thing we're going to do is grease all the fittings. Yeah, that one's pouring out. Okay, theoretically, we're done. We just got done putting hydraulic fluid into the machine. Now I'm getting ready to climb up there, start it up. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat a secret. When I start it up, it's going to be at idle. It's going to go real slow. I will lift this boom up, and I will swivel it back and forth. Extremely slow, because they have air pockets in the hydraulic lines. First, I have done this one time. I got done repacking one of the cylinders, not of this, but something else. And I hopped on there, revved it up, and I put it right into, flew it right into that cylinder as fast as I could, and all at once it went pop. Reason why, I had an air pocket in there, and I blew the seals because of the air. So I don't do that anymore. So I started up, move the cylinder real slow, make sure everything's going to work fine. These I don't think you got to bleed or anything either, so it doesn't really matter. You just have to use it slowly at the beginning. So here we go. leaking, it's good. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed it. When you get a chance, if you would please subscribe to my channel, that would help us out. Thank you.